What's happening, MJ traders and investors of the best MJ company out there? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Saturday, December 23rd. Hope you're having a great weekend so far and a great long holiday weekend with your friends and family. Wishing you an absolute fantastic holiday weekend from my family to yours. In this video, we're going to be discussing Tilray Brands. We're going to be discussing the moment of truth. The monthly bounce is underway, and we could potentially confirm a monthly uptrend over the next few months. So we're going to take a look at the chart, what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. I'll give my thoughts and opinions. We'll do some technical analysis. Full disclosure, I am a massive Tilray shareholder. It's my biggest MJ holding in my portfolio. And you should never ever buy or sell anything based on anything that I write or anything that I say, right? This is never financial advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, all that good stuff. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos. And you can also follow us over on X, which is formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. And you can also follow us on Rumble and Odyssey platforms in case we ever get silenced here on YouTube. So we do have second quarter 2024 financial results coming up on January 9th for Tilray. That's going to be for the period ending November 30th, 2023. And that's going to be in the morning. They're also going to be hosting an audio webcast to discuss the results at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll take a look at the estimates. So most analysts are forecasting around that 190 to 195 million revenue. So 193.71 million Canadian for revenue is estimated, and then EPS, earnings per share, is forecasted at negative 0.0513. And if we bring up Moomoo, which I've been using this platform a lot, they're a sponsor of the channel, but this video is not sponsored by them. I just wanted to bring it up here because they do have some analysis tools, and you can see here that it's based off of 10 analysts. So in terms of revenue, they're forecasting 195.07 million, and that's in USD rather, my bad. So yeah, 193.71. I think I said that was in Canadian dollars, but that's actually in US dollars. So 193.71. And then in terms of Canadian dollars, we can just bring up, I thought I brought up the Canadian originally, but I must have seen that it was the same as Moomoo. So yeah, in terms of Canadian dollars, we're expecting 265.9 million. And then, like I said, 195.05 million USD for revenue estimates based on 10 analysts. That's what I like about Moomoo as well. It tells you how many analysts. And then EPS is forecasted at negative 0.057, so pretty close there. But overall, going to be an interesting earnings report, and I'm going to be joining the call. I'll be obviously covering it ahead of time, and I'll be covering the earnings. I'll do a review, my thoughts and opinions on it, and then I'll also be joining the webcast and the conference call, so I'll give my updates on that as well. But going to be an interesting quarter and report because we're finally starting to see the Redecan flower, like the Animal Runs, the King Sherb, and all these other amazing strains that are hitting and they're just starting to hit the West Coast here as well. They just started to hit Edmonton not too long ago, and they're even in the Reddies now, so you can get King Sherb and Animal Runs in the Reddies. They have the holiday Reddies as well. But over the next few quarters, I think we're going to get a real glimpse into the powerhouse that is in the making, and that is Tilray. I think Tilray is going to easily be in the top 3, if not top 5 for sure, MJ companies globally. And I've never been more bullish on this stock than I've been in the past. There's so many things to be bullish on. The MJ Act up for review here in Canada. They're thinking about upping the milligrams. There's a petition going around from upping it from 10 to 100 milligram. And then speaking of that, Tilray launches MJ infused premium Belgian chocolates with Chowie Wowie edibles brand. Also, Alpine Beer's fan favorite Windows Up IPA returns with its signature tropical dankness. And we know that once federally permissible in the US, these brands are going to be so easy to just, add MJ to. You're going to see MJ infused beverages, beers, spirits. Speaking of spirits, Breckenridge Distillery awarded 96 points and received double gold and gold recognitions at this year's 2023 New York International Spirits Competition. And then Sweetwater Brewing announces 27th anniversary party concert lineup. So it just seems like there's just with regards to Tilray, there's so much going on. When you cover the news, and if you haven't tuned into our rapid fire news updates on the weekend, which I'll be doing another one tomorrow or on Sunday, more than likely, we'll see how the holiday weekend goes. Once you really go through, and you go through our community, the PAL Group private community, and we go over to the MJ News channel, if you just look at the amount of news, most of it's fetched automatically. So I have a PAL bot, so I have a automatic bot in the background that goes and fetches all of this. But just look at the amount of news from December 15th to today. I post a lot of news in there myself, and then the rest of the community as well, but most of it just automated, and essentially it takes it from 10 or maybe 5 or 10 different publications, and then that way you don't have to go checking all these different sites and stuff like that. It's like your one-stop shop essentially for MJ News. But it's just absolutely staggering how much news there is on a weekly basis, and I have to cherry pick a lot when it comes to those rapid fire news updates, or else the videos would be 2 hours long. But yeah, keep an eye out for that coming out this weekend. But we'll take a look at the Tilray chart here at the moment. So we're starting to see some signs of life. There is an hourly bull flag as well that was forming to end the day, and we held that 0.32 fib perfectly at 216. So we have our low, high, higher low, and hourly consolidation. We know it's consolidation because we lost the low of the previous hourly candle. We came down, we held the 0.32 fib there at 216. Now, in order to negate this hourly bull flag, we need to lose 216. If we lose 216 USD, then we're not expecting upside continuation, because that's what a bull flag is continuation to the upside. Bear flag is continuation to the downside, right? So we're looking for this continuation, and if we break above 229, that's going to confirm it. So to negate it, we need to lose 216, and in order to confirm it, we need to break 229. Break 229, and then you just take your measured move from the low to the high, and that gives you a target of 253. And then if we zoom out to the daily time frame here, and we'll just get rid of that so that it's not super confusing here. But if we take a look at the daily time frame, we topped out right at the 0.32 fib. So if we reset the chart here, you can see from high to the low, so high the bounce of the HHS recommendation and massive move after giving the whole thing back, we topped out right at the 0.32 fib there at 229. You can't make this stuff up when it comes to technical analysis. So whenever somebody you hear, it doesn't matter if they've been in the financial markets for 5 months, 5 years, 50 years. If someone tells you that they don't know that technical analysis is hocus pocus and it's, tomfoolery, it doesn't work, they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They just don't know how to use the tools that were given to them, right? So anybody with half a brain that learns technical analysis knows that it's not about guarantees, right? We're not saying that something is for sure going to happen. It's just odds and probabilities. And the amount of times that things happen consistently, you can't ignore it. It's once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. Like I said, it's almost like, I could never go back now. Why would I not want to have this insight, right? So we topped out right there at the 0.32 fib. But one thing I wanted to mention is we did confirm a weekly uptrend. So we lost the weekly uptrend here. We had our low, high, higher low, and higher high. We came down. We lost our higher low, so we were no longer in a weekly uptrend. Then we formed a weekly lower high and lower low, which also paved the way for a potential weekly bear flag, which I thought was not the most likely scenario. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought that we were more than likely going to see a monthly higher low form. And then sure enough, look at this, low, high, higher low, and higher high. So now we're back into a weekly uptrend. EMA 12 and 26 bull cross potentially lining up. We had a POW algo buy alert go off about a week ago. We're blasting off here. We just had a MACD bull cross on the weekly. Stochastics going parabolic. We're well above the 10-week moving average. Look at that increasing bull volume there on the weekly time frame. We're contending now with the 50 weekly there at 230. Right at 230 we topped out too, right? And isn't that hilarious? And just coincident, is that a coincidence? Who knows? What is this? Simulation what is it? I don't know. It's hard to really fathom that these levels just continuously be met. And then 229 was our 0.32 fib there that we were rejected from, and that's also our 50 weekly. So a lot of these things just they're emotions, right? When we look at charts, it's just charting emotions of how people are reacting in any given time or any given situation. And these patterns happen again and again and reoccur because human emotion doesn't really change, right? People always feel fear, they always feel greed, and that's what the market is designed to do, is make you feel some type of way, right? And the market is a mechanism for transferring wealth from the impatient to the patient. We just had a golden cross as well, with the 50-day and the 200-day moving average crossing. But I've been saying for a while now that everybody and their dog knows what a golden cross is. So usually whenever it happens, everybody says, oh, you know, I'm going all in, we're going to the moon tomorrow. And then we see that final shakeout, and that final shakeout just results in a monthly higher low. And look at this, we're starting the monthly bounce. Once we broke 199, we broke the high of last month, so that means monthly bounce underway. And again, once we confirm the weekly uptrend with the low, high, higher low, and higher high, when you confirm a weekly uptrend, you zoom out to the monthly and look for a monthly bounce, like breaking the high of the previous candle. If you confirm a weekly downtrend, there's a good chance that we're losing the low of the previous monthly candle, right? And that applies to any time frame. If you confirm a daily uptrend, look for the weekly bounce. If you confirm a daily downtrend, look for weekly consolidation. It means we're losing the low of the weekly candle before, right? So it's the same with anything. But as you can see, this is the moment of truth. We have our low, high, higher low, starting the monthly bounce. Now it's all about 340 resistance from here. We break 340, monthly uptrend confirmed, bear market more than likely over, and probably heading up to EMA 26 there around 580. And we're going to follow in the footsteps of Cureleaf, which has already done so, but we can't really see that because it just uplisted to the TSX. So we're going to go to the OTC, and you can see here that we had our low, high, higher low, and higher high. It actually got above its EMA 26. Okay, so what about AYR? Another very, very strong name in the MJ industry. It got pretty close to its EMA 26, only about 40% away. Tilray could barely even get over EMA 12. So if it confirms a monthly uptrend and breaks 340, more than likely off to the races, and we can probably see EMA 26 there at 576. Like I said, I am very, very hopeful for the future. I think that we're going to see massive growth catalysts. We have MJ Act up for review here in Canada. We could see improvements to excise taxes. If you just seen the massive loss, 248 million loss from Organogram, I think a third of the revenue for the quarter went to like excise taxes. Like something has to give, right? So we're going to see probably improvements to excise taxes. We're probably going to see edibles increase from 10 to 100 milligrams, and then who knows what's going to happen from there. Germany's set to come online. Tilray is going to be a massive, massive beneficiary of that. We're going to see uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, more than likely safer, rescheduling. Those are all going to be massive catalysts that are going to affect the whole MJ sector, because I know tons of people that are not even from the US. There's people that are from Germany. There's people from Europe, all over, that can't buy names unless they're on US major exchanges. So when a big news catalyst like that comes out, like rescheduling, people flock to the CGCs, the Tilrays, the Auroras, the SNDLs, the names that are listed on major exchanges. So they trade as a proxy to that news, right? Even though the MSOs are going to benefit the most from rescheduling, but it's going to help the whole sector. The whole sector moves in tandem. All boats rise, not down to the second of the day of the minute, but overall on a monthly, yearly basis, we always trend the same. That's how every new emerging market usually works. And like I said, we have Florida potentially on the ballot for 2024. We've got Ohio, Pennsylvania, like the list goes on and on and on. MSOs entering New York as well. We've got uplisting to the Toronto Stock Exchanges, which is just going to pave the way for uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ and the US major exchanges. So let me know if you found value in this video. If you did, like it, share it. I would appreciate it. Going to end there, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. Have a fantastic holiday weekend.